Well, viewers, those are the headlines and our top focus. Israel has stated that its security forces in Gaza have received the remains of 3 hostages from the Red Cross under the US-brokered ceasefire deal with Hamas. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office has confirmed that the coffins were handed over to the IDF and Shin Bet forces inside Gaza and will be transferred to a forensic medical center for identification. The remains are believed to be among the 11 hostages Israel has been seeking to recover under the truce terms. The handover comes amid mutual accusations of ceasefire violations. Israel has stated that Hamas has been slow to return the remains of the hostages, while Hamas has claimed that Israel continues military operations despite the truce. With us on the broadcast is Ms. Daniela Bloom. She's a political commentator joining us from Los Angeles in California. Thank you so much for taking out time and speaking to us on NewsX World. We'd seen earlier as well, Hamas had returned 3 bodies, although those bodies were not identified to have belonged to any of the hostages. Israel claims that Hamas is trying to delay the entire process of returning the bodies so that they can be given a proper burial. Hamas, on the other hand, is accusing Israel of violating the ceasefire, which Israel claims, on the other hand, was done because one of its troops was fatally shot in southern Gaza. In your assessment, is Hamas trying to delay the entire process? And if so, why are they doing it?
The latest update I was told is that one of the bodies has been identified as Omer Nutra, who is an Israeli and American citizen, and the family is relieved to have him return. I do think that the main requirement for this war-ending negotiation was the return of all alive hostages and deceased hostages. If Hamas thought that this would be as difficult, this should have been noted at the beginning. So it does beg the question, was this a tactic by Hamas all along to delay the returning of the deceased hostages as an excuse for the ceasefire to be broken? It's already fragile as it is. The fact that Israelis and the Israeli government value the lives of their citizens, even their deceased citizens, that this is a top priority for them, speaks volumes of where their values and morals lie.
Indeed, we've seen a lot of action by the IDF on the ground in Gaza after one of its personnel was fatally shot. We've also seen airstrikes in the West Bank take place as there are fears that the terror networks could be revived over there as well. What is your assessment of the larger security situation around Israel at this time, even as the West Bank and the funding sources from Iran are to be considered?
Absolutely. J.D. Vance also remarked on this several weeks ago. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. I think the Trump administration understands that a different approach, a different set of eyes. The Israel has authorized the U.S.'s use of drones to show accountability, to show what things are looking like on the ground. It is certainly going to take a group effort of Arab supporters in this process, an international coalition to ensure that things do not get out of hand, because it is very fragile and everyone does want to see progress.
Indeed, and speaking of the Trump administration, we have learned that there's a key meeting on the anvil. Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara is likely to visit the White House on the 10th of November. This is a landmark development, as he would be the first Syrian head of state to visit Washington and meet a sitting US president in the Oval Office. I wanted to understand from you, there have been murmurs for quite a while of a security deal being inked between Syria and Israel that is being facilitated by the United States of America. Could we then expect some serious announcements, some landmark announcements to be made by Trump?
I wouldn't be surprised. The Abraham Accords have already been historic. The fact that Trump had leverage enough to push Qatar and Egypt to ensure Hamas's cooperation in this latest deal with Gaza and Israel. I wouldn't be surprised if Syria, we see Saudi Arabia, people that we never thought would be coming to the table, and this is the credit to Trump and his incredible Dream Team administration.
Indeed, and one last question. There was also a statement that has come in from U.S. Special Envoy to Syria, Tom Barrack, which reflects Washington's frustration with Beirut with regards to the attempts being made to disarm Hezbollah and the lack of headway being made as far as that is concerned. Tom Barrack has branded Lebanon as a failed state. Would you concur with what he has to say? Because since the ceasefire was inked last year, not much has taken place on the ground despite efforts from the U.S. administration.
That's right. Words mean nothing. Diplomacy means nothing. Action is everything. The fact that the IDF had to have some strategic missions to blow up some buildings with known weapons that were being stockpiled for Hezbollah, Israel does not want to see Hezbollah rise again, and the U.S. backs the Israel on that. So we are with an administration who will act swiftly, and I am grateful for that. Israel is grateful for that, and the people who understand that this is not an Israel problem. Israel is a partner to the U.S. with the same enemy, Islamic fundamentalism coming out of Iran. And they are no fools to let it grow again.
Indeed, I request you to stay on with us as we're tracking some further updates.